of your hot nights, hot song, hot lips all night long, hot bed of electric dreams, hot flash of electric scenes in your brain to drive you insane.
Hello and welcome to Channel 36, our show Sensational. And we're back again with part 2 with our author, Elisa Eaton. And it's
Eaton, E-A-T-O-N, Eaton alive. Because when I don't like people, I chew them up and spit them out.
Okay, Elisa, welcome back
I'm
to our
calming
show.
down now.
I know you are. Okay, like I said, we're doing part 2. A lot of people didn't see the show before, so now we're bringing you back, and we're telling them a little bit more about the show. But we want to give a little synopsis about what we uncovered before.
You're having me back because I'm so sensational, right?
You said it. You said it. Anyhow, Elisa Eaton writes of a wild girl living the high life on her journey of dangerous liaisons, right? Champagne decadence, fame, bisexuality, and betrayal in the Hollywood Hills. And her book is Too Old to Be a Hooker, Too Young to Be a Madam, right here. And you see the Bentley, you see the bottle of champagne, and Elisa's right on the Bentley. Okay, this is inspired by true events, and Elisa paints a vivid portrait of April Moon. She portrays in the book. She's a charismatic Jewish-American princess from Beverly Hills who becomes seduced by the lure of Laurel Canyon
And
during
many
the
other
60s,
things.
70s, and 80s, right?
Yes.
Okay. And like I said, we have a lot to cover again, and we are going to get to the Mexican jail, not right away, but I want to first ask you, you said you ran away from home when you were young. How old were you?
I was about 14.
14, and you ended up in New York, and you were
I got
dating?
raped,
Okay.
and my mother was really crazy, and after I got raped, I was soaking in a bathtub trying to wash away the blood from this football player, and she looked at me and she said, quote unquote, "Elisa, you swallowed a man's semen. It's nasty. You let that bum violate you from high school. If you pleasure a man, your teeth will fall out of your mouth." Well, I don't even have a cavity. How did that happen?
Okay, so what happened after that? Then you went to New York.
Yes.
Okay, and then you got involved with some celebrity. We won't mention any names.
And I did a lot of modeling.
Okay, but what happened was he said he didn't want to see you anymore, and that's when you attempted suicide? Tell me.
Yes, I was the first cutter, the original cutter. Yes, now it's very trendy, but I think I invented it.
Okay, so what happened? You cut your, you said your neck? And
I went for the whole deal. I cut my wrists, my ankles, my neck. This is like crazy me. And for all you women out there that, you know, have problems and everything.
But this was over a man.
By men. Yes, problems. What other problems are there than problems with men, than broke dicks? And let's see, what else can I say?
Okay, anyhow, you ended up in Bellevue. We
Oh,
know
by the
about
way,
that.
they were all bipolar men.
No
So
kidding.
how did I have a chance?
Oh, my God. So what I want to ask you, what did your mother do to try to help you? What type of woman was your mother like?
Well, how she tried to help me, everybody that's read the book thinks she's like the mother from Carrie. Ooh.
Oh, from Carrie?
Yes.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
how she tried to help me was when she told me my teeth would fall out of my mouth if I pleasured a dog. I mean, a dog is a man, isn't it sometimes? I mean, yeah, excuse me. If I pleasured a dog, a hound dog, okay.
Oh,
Sip,
my God.
Sip, please.
Okay, so that's why you ran away. Well, how about your father at that time?
Non-existent.
Okay, was your mother divorced?
He
from
had
her?
boozy women, boozy, floozy women, and kind of wasn't much of a father until I got pregnant and the guy was going to marry me from high school, the lifeguard.
I mean, did he try to help?
Yeah, I sure did. He punched him out, and the guy didn't marry me, and I had to have 5 abortions
Oh, my God.
because the first didn't work.
Oh, my God.
Fun and games, right?
Oh, fun and games, yeah. And like I
Yeah.
said, here's a lady who's beautiful.
Did you say lady?
Yes. Full
Oh,
of
okay.
soul, really full of soul, but has lived a life, and she went like from hell to heaven, right?
Right.
And like we said with her book should be in every hotel room next to the Bible.
And can we mention about 50 Shades of Bondage? Excuse me, 50 Shades of Grey?
Her book.
I had the quote first. They turned it around and said they were going to take the Bibles out of the hotel room to accommodate their horny customers. And my book came out first, but I'm not on the Times bestseller list. Woe is me.
Okay, let's continue on. We have a lot
Yes,
to cover.
let's shut
okay.
up.
Now, tell me about, we want to hear about the Mexican jail. This is it. Yeah. What did
Okay.
you do on the beach? And you ended up in the red bikini.
Okay. Patrick and I, the love of my life, went to Rosarita Beach for a little mellow out, right?
Uh-huh.
And
Excuse me, Patrick
Patrick
was
was
one of her lovers.
the hot hung eye candy from Orange County. One of my lovers, but the love of my life.
Okay.
The Orange County boy, supposedly straight, but he was into a little snort, and I wasn't. Okay.
Little hanky-panky.
So
okay.
anyway.
Now tell us about it.
So we went to Rosarita Beach Hotel, which the bed was like a cubicle. I felt like I was in France because our feet were hanging over the bed. The next day we went to the beach and we saw these lifeless pelicans. I was in the water, and some pelican with a huge wing expansion, dripping blood, was in the ocean. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. And I ran out. He followed me up a sand dune, and we rolled down the sand dunes and celebrated each other.
Okay, you
And
celebrated
that-
each other, but
On the
how did the
beach.
police?
How? After we celebrated each other, somebody must have had a telescope. Heloscope was the word. And suddenly, I'm lying there and I'm trying to entice Patrick, and I pull the string off my red crocheted bikini and slip my bottoms off, and he starts drizzling oil between my legs. Very sensual. The next thing, Policia! Policia! And Patrick, the Orange County guy, is going to, he's going to mess with the Mexican jailers, okay? And he's, what do you mean? Okay, why are we here? Nude sunbathing and marijuana! Marijuana! Move or we'll shoot you! So I ended up in a Mexican jail that was like a French Bastille almost. And it was like we were in 2 separate cells, and we begged that we could make love to each other one more time, because then everybody was eating cockroaches and bananas
Oh my
and getting
God.
beaten
Excuse
to
me,
death.
didn't you ask them, hey, can I go and change or put something on? They just grab you the way you were and just...
No, they were drinking tequila and laughing and loving the view, because
Oh.
I was in this string bikini.
I guess, yeah.
Okay, so they loved it. So finally I screamed, and please put us in the next cell. No. So finally what happened is I screamed, por favor, I have heart murmur. I married the president. There'll be a scandal. You let me out. So some horrible station wagon pulled up with the guy that had an eye that was dangling into his chin. I called him Yokai. And he dragged me at gunpoint back to the hotel, because we were in jail then.
Right,
and,
right.
And the jail was like, it was like
I could imagine, but-
Dante's Inferno.
Oh, my God.
I was in a bikini, couldn't lie down or sit or anything, because the stench, the horrible pee stench
Okay, we
was
don't
so
have to be so
bad. We don't
descriptive.
have to
Oh,
hear about that.
No.
Okay,
Okay.
so I was hanging onto the bars, and Yokai came to get me and rescue me and take me back to the hotel, and marched me through the hotel in a string bikini up to my room to get my money that I had, and I took the pot and ran to the toilet and threw it down the toilet and sat on the seat and flushed it, and he took me and he knocked me off the toilet seat. You cross me, puta!
So then,
You cross me.
then what happened?
And then I looked at him and I said, Senor, I love you. I love you, Senor. I make love to you.
Oh my God.
Get me out. To make a long story short,
That's what happened.
he believed me. He took my money, and finally he said, you want your boyfriend out? No, that's my cousin. He's in politics. There'll be a scandal, you know. And so finally he marched him out at gunpoint, drove us around the woods like some kind of insane movie that I've seen. In and out, in and out. There's a 14 boy they broke his arm and he was crying, sitting in the next seat. I'm hearing him in the jail. And finally they let us out and the guy goes, you meet me tonight here, card of hotel? I go, yes, Senor, I love you. I love you. And my boyfriend is going, mouthing off to them, and I go, shut up. This is my boyfriend now. You've had it. You got me in here.
Okay, so then what happened? I mean, of course
so
you didn't
anyway,
meet him.
so what happened is, I said, please, they're driving us to Tijuana. There's no way. To get out of there, we had to run across the Tijuana line, okay? And so finally they let us off in the middle of the woods. We hiked in the bikini and his, you know, briefies and stopped at a beer bar and drank about 10 tequilas.
What?
Called up the Del Coronado Hotel. They came and picked us in a limousine. And the song that played was One Sweet Dream by the Beatles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All good children go to heaven. My teacher UCLA said, you aren't good children. I thought, okay, all right. So anyway, finally, we ended up at the Del Coronado Hotel on the terrace drinking Cordon Rouge and watching firecrackers and having a wonderful time, but I never got over it. I was like,
well, I guess not.
I couldn't really enjoy myself.
Who ends up in a Mexican jail
and getting a refund?
bikini?
And guess what? He took all my money and then he said, here, puta. This is for you for the hotel room.
What did he leave you?
He left me $30. I mean, big deal. At least it pays a sleazy hotel for one night.
Yeah, you're lucky.
But I got a refund, and I didn't get banged because it's polite to wait till you're asked. I think he was a romantic Mexican because he wanted to wine and dine me on Independence Day.
Oh, really?
At the, Sleaze Hotel.
Oh, my God.
So anyway, that was it. I got out, and that's why I've always loved Latin men and Mexicans, because he saved my life. I mean, really, seriously.
Well, I can understand how you feel, definitely.
And I never banged him.
That was one of your outrageous
bang,
things.
Bang.
That was
the only bang, bang, bang were the firecrackers.
Okay, another thing you said in your book was one of your outrageous things that you did, and bizarre, quote, 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 when in the cemetery, like I said, one of the most outrageous events in your life was dropping acid, posing naked on top of a tombstone, and having a
with another girl, kissing her, and then Antonio, the Latin Eurotrash from Madrid, said, darlings, he wanted to take pictures of us on top of tombstones naked kissing, okay? And drinking champagne and reading the 12 steps from AAA, if you can believe it or not. Yeah, because I was trying to get sober. You will read the 12 steps, darling. That's okay. So we're kissing on a tombstone, and he walks up to us, and he says, darling, my princesses, I don't mind a little competition, but would you consider my balls? And we went, yeah, hey, why not? So we had a big orgy on acid in the cemetery.
Oh, my God, you're completely open with everything. That's what I admire about
I'm a
you.
freak.
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't call it a freak. You're very verbal with everything. Your life's an open book. When you say your life's an open book, I would say so.
Well, hey.
It's right in there.
Hey, listen.
What?
The reason that I feel so separate from people is because of all the stuff that I've lived and written. And a lot of people judge people, you know?
Okay, can I ask you something? If you had What message do you have to the people out there? I mean, if you had to do your life over again, what would your life be?
Kill myself. No, I'm kidding. What would my life be?
Yes. Like you said, you like to reinvent things.
Okay,
How would you make it different?
A difference would
or
be...
wouldn't.
A
Maybe.
difference, yes, it would.
Okay, tell
A
me.
house in the movie colony, a chauffeur with a Bentley, wonderful, artistic, incredible people around me.
Yeah, but excuse me, you had that. You were involved with all these people and everything. You could have had that, right? You
Well, I
the
had
money.
it, but now I think it would be fun to have it again.
You would like it again. How about, like you said, now wait a second, you said your world of vice. You were born for vice. Is that a thrill that you feel?
Yeah. I
mean-
like to shock people.
Oh, okay.
I'm an artist, and artists are in the perpetual state of intermission, basically. And also, they're re-examining everything. And that's why I feel separate. Because artists re-examine everything. And I like to delve into people's psyches to see what makes them tick.
Yeah,
And a lot of them, tick-tock,
They tick.
dum, 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 dum.
Away.
And I like highly involved people like you.
Oh, okay,
And metaphysical, spiritual people. And broke dicks every now and then. What can I say? I need to
listen.
sip on that. I shouldn't have said that.
Excuse me. You mentioned something else here, too, about your did I get that right? Your multifaceted personalities.
Right. Well, I'm not really an actress. I'm more of a writer. But I can turn on different personalities. I mean,
Excuse me, I mean, they say we're all actors on stage, right? More or less?
Life is a stage.
Life is a stage.
And we make many entrances. Shakespeare. I'm not going to try and quote Shakespeare today. But what I'm saying is, if I'm at a fund event, a fundraiser, when I used to do my food thing with Julia Childs, I'd wear a hat and a fairly high-looking dress. And even if I was a little high, nobody really knew it, and with Wolfgang Puck and people like that. And
I mean, you have a conservative side, too.
I pretend like I do.
Okay, okay. Excuse me, this young lady was a food critic, columnist, playwright. She's done plays in Los Angeles. So she has many good, or I should say a great resume and a background besides her book that's out now, Too Old to Be a Hooker and Too Young to Be a Madam. So she's multi-talented.
Multi-orgasm and multi-talented.
Do you prefer being with men or women?
I like menage a trois, but actually my favorite is, okay, have you heard a song called Eli's Coming?
I have heard of that.
Okay,
yeah.
I named my vibrator guys Eli, and that's why I call him Eli's Coming. My vibrator always comes through for me. And when there was a power shortage at Lowe's Hotel when I was staying, I called the electrician and said, I have a problem moving my bed. And then I showed him the broken vibrator, and I said, can you fix it? And he said, you can use it one more time. Then I took it to the hot tub and met some guy that ruined my orgasm that was later a porno star who basically I told him, and he said, honey, I owe you. And so I had a really good thing with him.
Was that Lance now?
No, that was another one.
Oh, my God. Lance and Christopher, all of her lovers and everything.
Christopher was an artistic director.
Excuse me. Tell me about Diva Boy.
Okay, wait. Christopher. Christopher was an artistic director, Southern gentleman that was a freak, and he loved martinis, and he said that his family tree was soaked in gin. He was wild, wild, wild when I was in theater. Diva Boy.
Okay, excuse me. Christopher, was his background in the movie colony, his family, or anything like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that helped. The theater was on Santa Monica and Highland, and
okay.
I liked the movie colony better.
Okay.
So, where are we?
Okay.
Where are we,
Diva
darling?
boy.
Where are we, darling?
Diva boy.
Diva boy. My diva boy.
Yeah, diva
Okay.
boy after that. We have to know about it.
Diva boy is fictional, but I, do have a gay boyfriend who I worked like crazy to get a lot of good stuff out of Diva Boy. So he's wonderful. He's really cool. He likes to get it on with every vegan waiter on the tri-state. And he's funny as hell. One of his lines was, I said, God, this woman, why doesn't she wear a bra? I mean, come on, she needs one. And he goes, I wouldn't wear a bra either. And he comes up with great lines, like at the Polo Lounge when they're going to try and give him lamb, and he goes, we don't eat baby lambs. They're our friends. Either do I. I love animals, and I'm an animal activist. Yes,
Oh, that's important, too. I was going to ask you about that.
I'm a
I heard about that.
big, loudmouth animal activist. I don't eat pig. The best thing that ever happened to me is I heard the other night at a party that some guy ate pig and had a heart attack. Well, that's what you get, baby.
Yeah, I agree. I'm glad you're an animal activist. So am I,
well,
too.
I do eat other things,
That's
though.
it.
I mean, I don't eat meat or veal or pork but a little chicken, which isn't good, I know, because I've seen some. Never mind. Okay, I'm
Okay, good. Let's get back here and everything. Who was the gentleman that we mentioned last time that worked at a club, I think in Spain, and put on that red sequin gown? Was that Patrick or Lance?
Patrick never put on a red gown, okay?
Okay.
Patrick from Orange County. Lance never put on a red gown.
Who put on the red sequin?
The porno star. This was Antonio.
Oh, that's
the Euro trash Latin.
Oh, yeah, that was
from Madrid.
Yes, I know, yeah.
I had been with him for about a year and a half, and I didn't know he was gay. If I'd known, I would have been happy, because I love gay guys. I adore them. They're so cool. Because I've got a little sugar in my tank, and I feel comfortable with people that are like me. Because when I see pretty women, I just kind of, right now, I'm on hiatus. I'm in the closet. But watch out, the summer's not over yet.
Look out, you're going to come back. Look out. Oh,
I'm going
God.
to reinvent my tongue.
Here she goes again. One thing I want to tell you, this lovely lady, young lady, back in, let's say, years ago, she was in Cosmopolitan magazine on the cover. Elizabeth Taylor was on the cover and everything. And do we have those?
Now,
things
talking about years, I gave you all the Cosmos.
Yes. Anyhow, she was
you have
back
all the
then.
pictures?
Yes, I do. I have them.
Okay. Well, I must say something. Oscar Wilde, who I love, I would never trust a woman who tells her age. A woman like that would tell you anything. And I'm telling you a lot, but no years, darling. I believe in spirit, not years.
I wish everybody felt that way. That's for sure. You'd never ask a woman her age. I don't tell my age either. Even on the show. No.
No way.
No way.
No way.
I mean, I'll say I'm past 60.
Okay, I'm not saying anything. I'm over the hill, but one guy said to me...
Well, excuse me. Now, wait a second. Why did you just say you're over the hill?
Well, because I live over the hill, and somebody said when you live on top of the hill, you can never be over the hill.
I'm glad you clarify that.
Clarify.
You live on top of the hill, okay?
Atop
the top. You're
top of the world.
Okay, when people say, hey, I'm over the hill, that means like, they're getting up there in years, or they're really old and everything.
Never years.
Never. Because you enjoy
young
each
forever.
Day, right? Each day as it comes.
No.
Well,
not when I have to do stupid, mindless chores, and then okay after.
Okay, but you certainly have lived a life.
Oh, I certainly have lived.
Okay,
yes.
was there anything that you missed that you didn't do? Think about that for a second.
Yes.
What?
Have a cat sanctuary in Spain or Rome, or even here.
Why?
I miss that.
Wait, excuse me, a cat sanctuary?
Yes.
Now, not
cats.
A shelter, a cat sanctuary.
No shelter, free, running around, doing all that. No shelter, no.
I'm glad you love cats. I
No
love
walls.
cats.
I love those pussies.
But you wanted one in Spain.
I would have loved it. I love
Why?
Spanish
Because-
men. I think.
Oh, so you wanted...
I never got to Spain. Okay.
Okay.
I went to London, Paris, and Rome.
Uh-huh.
And London was my thing because all the guys were really kinky and crazy. They all had Bentleys and.
I thought they were more conservative in London.
Conservative?
Yes, I mean, that's the way I think about London.
When I had a wig on one day and they were wearing my wig, so please.
Well, I don't know.
Not terribly conservative,
Oh,
okay?
okay.
No.
But they're not wild. They're not wild.
Yes,
like our
they
men
are.
here.
They were
Oh, okay.
when I was there.
Well, you know that.
Jackie Collins was my connection. She turned me on to all the wild birds.
Well, Jackie Collins got all the gossip about everyone, especially with her books and everything.
I know. Well, I'm not Jackie Collins.
Whoa.
I'm not selling books like Jackie Collins yet. What can I tell you?
I know. Anyhow, okay. So a cat sanctuary. That comes from your heart. That would be the only
That would
thing
be
that
my
you haven't
contribution to life.
done? Okay, that's your contribution.
I could leave my footprints on the sand. I'd like to have it on the beach.
Okay.
The pussies could just swim in the ocean. Well, no, pussies don't love ocean.
No.
Okay, we'll
I
throw
don't think
some
they like
dogs in there
water.
too. All right. We'll throw some dogs in there too. A Shih Tzu sanctuary.
Okay, I like that. I go for that and everything. Okay.
Latin man sanctuary. Hey! Yeah, that's what I'd like.
Well, I know.
Along with the pussies.
Well,
Because he liked pussy.
okay, a Latin man sanctuary.
Yes. A sanctuary with nothing but Latin men.
Okay. I'm laughing because I'm thinking of the monastery with the one that went into the monastery that just came into my mind, Lance, of all people, who was so sexual. Come on, and then he was in a monastery. I mean, that's kind of outrageous.
Well, the porno star was a monk in a monastery.
Don't you think that's outrageous?
Yeah, I do. Everything's outrageous. Well, anyway, Antonio. Can I tell you about Antonio?
Well, we did. I mean, we talked about him before. We could sum up fast about him a little bit, okay? I want to make sure that the people know what happened to you, how you lived your life, how you began your life. Did you resent? I want to get back to your mom because she was like the foundation of why you ran away and did all of this. Did you resent her for this? I mean, how is she still living today?
We
What?
had
Tell me.
bitch slaps, but then when she was dying, I felt so sorry for her. I was so good to her, and I cleaned up any kind of, I felt really good about myself. You
made amends more or less with her.
I made amends.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Folks, again, here we are. I could go on and on and on with Elisa. It's Channel 36. I loved having you back.
Can I say one more thing?
I think you're wonderful.
Can I
yes,
say
because
one
we're
more
closing
thing?
the show, and I love Channel 36. Go ahead. Oh,
Okay,
go ahead.
one more thing. All you women out there, okay, you loose women, just realize there are ramifications for what you do. When you go to Disneyland, you pay the price, then you go on the ride. In life, you go on the ride and then you pay the price. I love you.
beautifully worded. Thank you, Elisa. You're wonderful.
You are so welcome.
And again, thank you for coming on Channel 36 and being here at our show. Sensational. Again, your book, Too Old to Be a Hooker, Too Young to Be a Madam. And there she is on the Bentley. Her books are in every bookstore, so that's where you find it. That's it. And Elisa, we'll see what happens tomorrow now. We go on, right?
Oh, yeah. We go on and on.